These breakfast loaded baked potatoes will ensure you never skip breakfast again. Let's get cooking.
Usually when we think of baked potatoes, we think of an overflowing potato skin with melted cheddar cheese, topped with bacon and sour cream. But what if we remove the potato and filled it full of eggs for a delicious breakfast meal prep? Let's start with 4 russet potatoes that we scrubbed clean and poked holes all over with a fork. Give them a rub with some neutral oil and a generous sprinkling of kosher salt. Place your potatoes on a foil-lined baking sheet and insert into a 400-degree oven for about an hour uncovered until they are fork tender. I find that leaving them uncovered just helps crisp up the skin a little bit more than when you wrap them in foil. With that baking away, we're gonna cook our bacon. You can use turkey bacon here for a healthier alternative, but I always end up using the healthiest replacements when I make these recipes, so this is for all the real bacon lovers out there. Lay 8 strips of bacon onto a foil-lined baking sheet and pop these on the top rack of your 400-degree oven for 15 to 20 minutes, removing and flipping once halfway through. Place them back in the oven to finish, and once cooked and crispy, remove from the pan and place on a cutting board. Stack them up and cut them into bite-sized pieces, not too big and not too small. Set these aside and let's do a little bit of prep work. We'll need to shred about 4 tablespoons of cheddar cheese. I'm using a light cheddar here, since we're using real bacon. We'll also need to crack 2 large eggs into a bowl and weigh in 300 grams or about 1 1/4 cup of egg whites. Season your eggs with 1 teaspoon garlic powder, some fresh cracked black pepper, and kosher salt. Give them a good whisk until everything is well combined, and then it's time to head over to our cooktop. Start by heating a non-stick pan over medium heat. No spray or butter needed. Pour in your eggs and add in 3/4 of your chopped bacon. Allow this to cook until there is no liquid remaining in the pan and your eggs are cooked through. Knowing what I know now, I would have added the bacon just before they finished to keep it crispier, but not a big deal. Still came out great. Remove your pan from the heat and set your eggs aside while we wait for our potatoes to finish. Extract your potatoes from the oven after an hour and poke with a fork to see if they are cooked through. The fork should slide through with little resistance. If they aren't, just toss them back in for 5 minutes at a time until they are done. Allow them to cool for 5 minutes so you can handle them. With everything cooked, I'm going to show you 2 ways to assemble this. Let's start with the low carb first. Grab yourself a cooked potato and cut off a quarter from the top. Don't cut it in half or you won't have enough depth to stuff it without drying out the egg. Using a spoon, scoop out the insides, leaving a 1/4 inch around the walls. This is going to give you some structure and some potatoey goodness while reducing the total calories per serving. Don't waste the insides though. Save them for mashed potatoes or fry them in a pan for a delicious side dish. Fill the cavity with a 1/4 of your egg mixture and top it with 1 tablespoon of cheddar cheese. Place it back on a parchment-lined baking sheet and into the oven for 5 to 8 minutes until the cheese is fully melted. Remove from the oven and top with 1 tablespoon non-fat Greek yogurt and a 1/4 of your remaining bacon crumble. Finish it off with a little bit of green onion. Now that's the low carb version, but here's the full carb version. Line a baking sheet with parchment paper, place your potato upon it, cut it in half, and then use the back of your fork to mush it down until you have a flattened potato cake structure. Toppings are the exact same as the stuffed version, a 1/4 of your eggs, 1 tablespoon cheese. Toss it in the oven for 5 minutes or until the cheese is melted. Remove and top with 1 tablespoon Greek yogurt and some bacon, as well as some fresh chopped green onion. And there you have it, a simple breakfast loaded baked potato. Not only are these packed with protein, but they can be made in advance and easily stored in the fridge for a couple of days. No more excuses for skipping breakfast.
That's it for this one, guys. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, go ahead and smash that thumbs up button. And if you're not already subscribed to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, as well as turn on notifications. I put a couple videos up here that I think you're gonna enjoy, and until next time, get cooking.